Welcome back to the Sand Science Experience, where we explore the most exciting new research papers and preprints just for you. Today, we're diving into research that really gets right to the heart of maybe the biggest challenge in medicine, aging itself. Not just looking older, but the actual biological engine driving so many diseases.
Exactly. And this research looks at the idea that aging isn't just, wear and tear. It suggests it's actively driven by damage happening to our DNA. And really importantly, it explores some pretty groundbreaking ways we might actually step in, intervene in that process.
Right, to keep us healthier for longer. Because let's face it, aging is the #1 risk factor for all the big ones. Cancer, heart problems, neurodegeneration like Alzheimer's, diabetes. So if we could tackle aging directly, that could change everything for preventing those diseases.
That's the core idea. And the evidence points strongly towards damage accumulating in our somatic cells. This is most of the cells in your body, not sperm or egg cells, as a major cause.
Okay, DNA damage, we hear about it, but you said it's constant. I mean, how much damage are we really talking about?
It's actually kind of staggering. Some estimates go up to 100,000 DNA hits or lesions per day, From internal things like just metabolism and external sources, UV light being a big one. Lots of different types of damage, but things like double-strand breaks, where both strands of the DNA helix snap, those are particularly nasty.
Wow. Okay, 100,000 a day. Our cells must have a plan, right? They must be doing something.
Oh, absolutely. They have this really sophisticated system. It's called the DNA damage response, or DDR.
Yeah.
It's constantly working to fix things. If the repair works, great, cell moves on. But if the damage is too bad or the repair messes up, the cell faces some tough choices.
Choices like what?
Well, it might pause its cycle, stop dividing for a bit to give repair more time. Or it could trigger self-destruct, that's apoptosis.
Okay.
Or it enters this state called cellular senescence.
Ah, senescence. I've heard of those, the sort of zombie cells.
That's the term people use, yeah. They stop dividing, but they don't die. And crucially, damage that isn't repaired properly can lead to mutations. And mutations, as we know, are a root cause of cancer. Plus, this damage seems to speed up our biological aging clocks, those epigenetic markers that predict health.
And you really see this link clearly in some rare genetic conditions, don't you? The accelerated aging ones.
Exactly. Like progeria, Cockayne syndrome, Werner syndrome. They're often caused by defects in genes responsible for DNA repair. People with these conditions age prematurely, showing just how direct the link is between DNA health and aging.
So if DNA damage is a root cause, what are scientists trying to do about it? Looks like the research explores two main paths.
That's right. One path is dealing with the consequences of the damage, like cleaning up those senescent cells or calming the inflammation they kick off. The other path is trying to boost the cell's own DNA repair machinery directly, make it better at fixing the damage in the first place.
Okay, let's take the consequences first. Targeting those senescent cells sounds interesting.
It really is. These cells build up as we age, and they pump out inflammatory signals that damage surrounding tissues. So there are drugs being developed called Senolytics. Their job is to selectively find and eliminate these senescent cells.
Are they being tested?
Oh, yes. Combinations like dasatinib and quercetin are in clinical trials for various age-related issues. There are also Senomorphics, which try to stop the senescent cells from releasing the bad stuff without actually killing them.
And what about the inflammation link?
Well, damaged DNA itself, if it ends up floating around the cell's cytoplasm, can trigger specific inflammation alarms. One key pathway is called cGAS-STING. And yes, researchers are working on inhibitors to block that specific inflammatory pathway too.
Okay, so that's managing the fallout. But the second strategy sounds more fundamental, boosting the actual repair. How would that even work?
Yeah, this is where things get really fascinating. Think about our germline cells, sperm and eggs. They have incredibly high fidelity DNA repair. They have to pass on a clean genetic slate. Our somatic cells, our body cells, their repair systems seem to become less robust over our lifespan.
So the goal is make our regular body cells act a bit more like those germ cells, repair-wise.
That's the ambition, yeah. One way is by supporting the molecules needed for repair enzymes, like NAD plus DO. It's vital fuel for key repair proteins like PRPs and sirtuins. So supplementing with NAD plus precursors is being looked at. But maybe even more foundational is looking at systems that actively suppress repair in somatic cells.
Wait, systems that hold repair back? Why would cells do that?
It's complex, probably trade-offs. But yes, there's a group of proteins called the DREAM complex. Think of it like a brake pedal for many DNA repair genes in our normal body cells. But research suggests if you somehow ease off that brake, maybe by inhibiting an enzyme that controls it, like DYRK1A, you might turn up the volume on DNA repair across the board.
DYRK1A, isn't that linked to Down syndrome?
It is. And there are interesting connections being explored there regarding DNA damage levels, too. So inhibiting it is a novel strategy being actively investigated.
So zooming out, what does all this mean for, for us listening?
Well, these aren't just abstract ideas. They represent potential future ways to help us stay healthier longer, to reduce the risk of multiple diseases at once by targeting a root cause.
It really shifts the perspective, doesn't it? What if medicine could move beyond just treating diseases after they appear towards actually preventing them by addressing aging itself, like this DNA damage aspect?
It's an exciting possibility. This research into tackling DNA damage, managing senescence, boosting repair, it really does offer hope for healthier longevity.
Absolutely. Be sure to like this deep dive and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back soon with more exciting research right here on the SANS Science Experience.